What's going on, guys? My name's Alex, and in this video I'm going to talk about why you should send a text message prior to making seller calls, and I'm going to back it up with 3 reasons. So let's get started. All right, so the first reason why I recommend you send a text message before calling a seller is because, number one, it's going to give you instant rapport. Now, what do I mean by that? If you're going to call a seller without sending a text message, which I've done plenty of times, a lot of times you're catching them off guard, right? You're catching them at a time where they don't know who you are, they don't recognize your number, they picked up because they just saw an incoming call, and they're usually not prepared to take your call. So by default, they're gonna have their guard a little more up than had you sent them a text message, where, again, had you sent them a text message, then they know your name, they know why you're calling, and they know what it's about. It's about their house, you're a buyer, and you want to talk to them more about it. So they're prepared to take your call. They're going to answer the phone call, most likely using your first name, and right away you start off with a good introduction. Versus if you didn't send them that text message, they have no idea who you are. Maybe you're a telemarketer, you're calling about their house, maybe you're an agent, maybe who knows who you are, but they're just not in a good state. Whereas had you texted them your name and your reason for calling, then they're going to be prepared for it, and the conversation is just going to go a lot smoother in the beginning. The second reason why it's a good idea to text message prior to calling is because you're a lot more likely to reach them on the phone, right? Most people nowadays don't pick up calls that they're not familiar with. You get, what do you call them, robocalls, you get telemarketers. A lot of people don't pick up their phone. I, for one, never answer an incoming call unless I have an appointment with someone or it's a friend or a family member. I'm not gonna ever answer an incoming call. I just get way too many telemarketers and automated messages that I don't pick up. So you're gonna be so much, I don't have a number for you as stat, but you're gonna be so much more likely, excuse my English, to reach a seller when you have texted them and you've already given an introduction. I'll probably do a video on the message that I send, but it's a basic message. Hi, I saw your house for sale at this address. Are you the owner, and is it still available? Something to that effect. And then at the end of that, just put your name, Alex, right? And then if they'll say yeah, and then you'll follow up with, great, I can call you this morning, or I'll call you later this afternoon if that's okay. And they'll be expecting your call. They'll recognize your phone number. They'll know your name. They'll recognize your call. So you're more likely, I gotta stop saying that, you're more likely to contact a seller when you send them a text message than had you not sent it. And the third, and probably my favorite reason why you should send a text message, is because it's gonna save you hours and hours talking to potentially other agents who advertise on Craigslist or Zillow that are not the owners, or contacting sellers that have a house that has sold, right? Some houses do sell relatively quickly, within 30 days. Sometimes you're gonna have a list of FSBOs that are old, meaning they're like aged FSBOs, and a lot of times those houses aren't gonna be available anymore. So you're saving yourself a ton of time, because the sellers that don't answer you or that answer that it's sold, you just saved yourself out, call it a few minutes or whatever it is, trying to reach each other and having a conversation when the house isn't even for sale. So you're gonna save a lot more time doing it that way. Some other suggestions I'll say, if you're not able to get a response via text, I always send them a follow-up text. I send them just wondering if the house is still available some point later in the day, and I'll send them a voice blast. So I'll have a default message that sends it out. I use slide broadcast. If they don't respond to my follow-up text, or if they don't respond to my initial text, and then if and only if they don't respond to either of those, then you can go ahead and cold call, because what else are you gonna do? You might as well take advantage and really determine if this is gonna be a seller that you can do business with. So those are my 3 reasons, and just to recap, number 1, you're gonna build instant rapport. They're gonna know who you are, they're gonna know who they're dealing with. The conversation in the beginning is gonna go much smoother. Number 2, you're a lot more likely to reach them. And number 3, you're gonna save a ton of time. So I hope those were helpful. Once again, I do live seller calls every single week, so be sure to look out for those. Subscribe. I'm really bad at the ending of these videos. Probably use some practice doing these, but you get the point. Yada, yada, yada. Look out for the next one.